Blindspot. Ugh. Show's aptly named if you ask me, seeing as every writer on the show had to be completely blind and just repeatedly smash their keyboard with their heads until something that remotely made sense came out and they decided to turn it into a TV show. Kind of like that theoretical monkey experiment actually. Now it makes a whole lot more sense. Blindspot is a TV crime drama / thriller that first aired in 2015, starring Sullivan Stapleton and Jamie Alexander, both of whom should seriously reconsider going back to the Academy of Arts or something in the near future. It's a mystery story that begins with a naked woman crawling out of a duffel bag, left in the middle of Times Square, and a whole bunch of seemingly random tattoos all over her hot body. Alright, maybe that hot part was kind of uncalled for, but to be fair, the chick strips like 8 times in the first episode. It's kind of hard not to notice, okay? By the way, it's PG-13 stripping, so it didn't really save the show that much. Although in one shot you can almost see her boobs, and another almost see her ass. Why am I telling you this? Why? What's wrong with me? I tried to follow my usual route with Blindspot with at least completing first 3 episodes before making judgment, but I unfortunately made it only halfway through the episode 3 before bailing ship. Much like writers bailed common sense, actors bailed acting, director directing, and editors editing. Bottom line, there's been a lot of bailing around the show. What surprises me is relatively high rating on IMDb, though to be fair, that website is hardly a judge of a good movie or a TV show, but nonetheless, I found most of the issues with Blindspot quite glaring to the point that I don't think it can pass off as brainless entertainment, as people like to excuse shit like Scorpion, the 100 later seasons of Person of Interest, etc. Before I dive into the aspects which made me drop the show, let's first go over some things I like, because I like to get them out of the way first. At the forefront of those is the premise. However, silly, for lack of a better word, it may seem, it genuinely did intrigue me. A hot, naked woman crawls out of a dead-drop duffel bag in the middle of Times Square without any memories about her life or who she is, and a whole bunch of tattoos tatted all over her hot body. Did I mention she's extremely hot? Alright, I'll stop. Yes, the premise is far-fetched to say the least, but so are the most of them when it comes to these types of shows. What matters is whether they hook the viewers, and I gotta be honest, I was hooked. Another positive is the production value, not the production, but the seeming amount of money thrown at the show. There are a lot of pretty shots. There's clearly been a decent investment into this. Too bad it seems they've thrown all their money at being pretty and not at anyone who actually worked on the show. Another positive is this girl, she's hot, man. Okay, look, what can I say? I find in-shape, dark-haired women with green eyes, fantastic legs, and well-defined jaws rather hot. Sue me. Unfortunately, that's really all I have to say about the positives. I suppose that a hook still persisted over the course of what I watched. That is, the general backstory, who's the girl, who's the guy who did it to her, what's it got to do with our main character, etc. But this doesn't get nearly enough screen time for it to be a worthwhile investment into the show. Now, with all the positives out of the way, let's get to the grit of why Blindspot blindly plunged into the depths of bad. I'll start with production, not value, just production, as I generally tend to excuse the shows that have a problem with it so long as other things work. Here, it's really hard to do so. First and foremost, it looks like editing team and director had a peculiar agreement behind the closed doors. They both agree that every scene, even the most mundane ones in the world, ought to have a whole lot of camera movement and face pause, deep zoom all over the place. Yes guys, I get it. Both of them have really pretty eyes, and yes, she's quite hot, but enough's enough. At one point, you gotta draw the line. Otherwise, it's just sort of creepy, to be honest. Like me. Editing itself is extremely choppy, and by that I mean they chop the scenes to bits for no reason. Though I suppose some of the action scenes are passable, they feel extremely scripted, and if that works for some people, great. For me, it doesn't. And again, the camera and the whole shooting actually. A bunch of people will be standing around in a room talking, and let's face it, even if they were expounding on the mysteries of the universe, it can get quite boring if it goes on for too long. So what does the director/editor tandem decide to do? Introduce random zooms, random swirls and camera spins, and combine that shit for some vomit-inducing action. Maybe, just hear me out here, just maybe, they'll make your expositing scenes so long and you won't have to beat your brain over how to make the camera spin around the character for the umpth time while still keeping it quote-unquote original. Moving on from the production, let's talk the week-to-week story. It's weak. Get it? Get it? I didn't even realize I made that pun until I actually read it out loud. I'm so talented at this, holy shit. It's hardly a mystery because there's almost no investigation, and in 2 episodes that I completed, the first bad guy they found was the bad guy. I suppose it's fine, as I don't think show really went for week-to-week mystery, but the whole tattoos are Nostradamus mystery, but they are lacking primarily when it comes to bad guys. They're both weak in motivations, in screen time, etc. We barely get to know them before they become practically irredeemable and will either get caught or wolfed off to the afterlife. Though the premise of the show suggests that it may be a story-driven show, I assure you, at least from what I've seen, it's not. It relies heavily on characters and every writer's worst enemy: forced drama. Speaking of drama, let me take a moment of your life and introduce you to drama-free button app that you can install both on your PC and your mobile devices. If you ever feel like people in your life are being drama queens, with a press of a button you can initiate nuclear war and wipe humanity from the face of the earth. Buy it today exclusively for $9.99 or $9.98 if you agree to use the app at least once in the following 3 days. Get it while it's hot, guys.
Now back to our scheduled program.
Before I move into the characters, let's talk about actors for a bit. However hot this girl is, and let's face it, she's really fucking hot, okay? I honestly just wish she'd shut her fucking mouth. And I don't mean, she ought to stop talking, I mean literally shut her fucking mouth. I'd realized something throughout my life, while I was watching movies and TV shows primarily. One of the startling hallmarks of terrible actors and actresses who can't portray emotions properly is to always have their lips parted. Because, you see, parted lips convey a vast array of emotions: wonder, awe, confusion, fear, loss. So long as you part your lips, you can be an actor too! No, not really. I mean, it's weird because she can act. There are a few scenes where she clearly shows her talent, which makes him wonder why the hell doesn't she shut her goddamn mouth once in a while. I don't know whether it's directing or her just not giving a fuck, but it's extremely jarring because you will notice it even if you're the most clueless person on planet Earth. Speaking of clueless, anyone watch that movie? Man, I can't believe how clueless I was about what golden comedy is until I watched it. What's wrong with me, man? I'm so desperate to make puns, I'll literally just fish into the deepest barrel in the world. For the rest of the side cast, I suppose they're fine. I mean, the black dude's the black dude. This chick, I honestly have no clue what's her name or even what's her role in the fucking show. To be fair, I only know main dudes and main girl's name. Dudes because it's literally tatted on the girl's back, and girls because I watch a lot of crime shows and Jane Doe is a familiar expression by now. But they're fine. I mean, they don't get that much screen time, but what little they do, I suppose they use it appropriately. Not our main dude, though. Oh, no, not this guy. Weird teeth aren't the only ugly thing about this guy, let me tell you. Alright, that was a mean thing to say, okay? Sorry, mate, I take that back, okay? You have beautiful teeth, own them, but your acting sucks ass, man. To be completely fair, I will say that the script didn't really give him much to work with. I mean, his character is honestly kind of bipolar, but we'll get to that. Still, even with that included in the equation, I can't in my right mind say that this dude is even a passable actor. For some reason he tries to go for a deep, gritty voice, which only means you have to watch the show with the subs no matter how well you speak the English.
So what does this got to do with me? You find out if anyone that I put away got out of prison recently. I don't recall any similar MOs, but I could be missing something. As for this Jane Doe, let's try and squeeze some blood out of that stone. One carried that duffel bag into Times Square. For me, for me, for me, for me. Run her DNA through CODIS. I know it's not going to give us anything quickly. Do a full genealogy study. Cross every T, dot every I. We do it all.
His emotions range from none to mildly annoyed to whiny and nothing else. And I don't know, he lacks anything that will make him a memorable and interesting main character. Think of the most cop shows you watched and their male leads. They all had some hook, something that made the character interesting. This dude, he's just got none, you know, he has traumatic past that still haunts him. Yeah, well, get in fucking line, mate. He's seemingly good at his job, he's not charming or funny, he's not badass. He's like your everyday Joe who just happens to have been hired by FBI one day, stayed there long enough, and got promoted to some special agent. I don't fucking know. That's it. As I said though, script didn't really give him much to work with. Speaking of characters, may I introduce you to my close friend Steve for a moment?
Yo guys, what the fuck is Steve here, bringing you the news from the craziest area of the world? Did you know that combining heroin, cocaine, and using ground LSD as a condom to make a sandwich with them will lead you to certain death? Well now you know, baby. Woo, Steve out!
Now back to the scheduled program.
They're a mess. They're not interesting. Writers are more inclined toward a shitty interpersonal drama than actual storytelling, and if I can tell that from the first 2.5 episodes, I'm not staying any further. I watched enough teen drama shows to know that forced drama never works out. The conflicts, the backtalking, the shifts in opinion, the childlike emotional control. Tell me, where have you seen this, guys? Main character dude goes from not wanting the chick to go out in the field with him because he thinks she's an incredible asset, for some fucking reason, to loving to have her around because he figured she might be his friend that he thought his dad had kidnapped and killed 25 years ago. What you say? Don't worry, it's stupid. Wait, shouldn't he be even more adamant about keeping her safe? He's banking on muscle memory to protect her when the bad guy comes gunning. Let me tell you something, mate, that's not how muscle memory works. The same way that people with amnesia who retain language skills don't selectively remember one and forget others because it'll be a big twist later on in the episode, the day. He then gets in the face of a government general with the latter holding air secrets. You've been working for the FBI, I presume, for more than 5 years, right? Then your ass should know that that's how agencies operate. Get over it. Little girl is being held hostage? Tough luck. Hundreds of other people may die. Choose your fucking priorities. He grows incredibly attached to main chick within like first 2 episodes for absolutely no reason. Well, you know, she's hot. Come on, even someone as desperate for hot sex as me would see all the red flags popping all over her adorable face. And has emotional control of a 14-year-old boy on Viagra. No, seriously, I have no clue how this guy made it so high up in FBI without short of a fuse. He'd either be demoted to a desk job or outright fired if he ever behaved anything like that in real world. Then we have the black guy. Is it weird that writers chose him specifically to be an authority-defiant character?
Yeah, what are you saying?
Jane was a SEAL.
What is your problem with her?
I barely know her, that's my problem.
Look, I'm trusting Weller on this one, you should too.
Tell me the last time a victim was invited to join their own FBI investigation.
I mean, I'm not saying anything here, okay? Okay, don't get me wrong, but it seems kind of weird by the whole racially charged society that we're living in. But though, to be fair, main character is even worse than him in this department, so maybe a subtle commentary, you know, like, yes, blacks are defiant, but whites are fucking insane. I don't know, I'm seriously not fit to discuss this topic. Then chick... I don't know. No, seriously, you won't. No. Because, you know, she has amnesia, she gets to behave any way writers want her to. Let me walk you through something, alright? We get some clue as to who she was in the past, presumably some form of special ops or black ops or secret operative which included heavy and long training. And if we take writers' words on what muscle memory can do, when she hears women screaming, her first instinct wouldn't be, hey, let's go kick some ass! But let's assess the situation, the hostiles, the numbers, etc, etc. So the whole muscle memory thing is really just played around for writers' amusement in the end. The rest of the cast, well, I only watched 2.5 episodes. I can't tell you even how they look, let alone anything else. All in all, Blindspot is a show with a great hook, spiraling line, and just flat out ball sinker. I have no clue whether that baseball analogy worked or even if it was baseball analogy, but let's pretend it did, okay, for my sake. It suffers from the completely unnecessary, let's instigate pointless character drama because we're too lazy to come up with an actual story to tell, so we gotta fill up time somehow shit, and it cripples it. It doesn't help that characters just aren't interesting and actors playing them just aren't that good. Much like my life, the show is just wasted potential. This has been Man of Man Reviews. It was a pleasure to dig my claws into the show's spleen and make it bleed all over the floor. If you'd like to see more of it, recommend me some shows. Till next time.